Hi, I'm Jordan Standridge, and I am the Marketing Associate for Charlesbridge. Before I get started, I just wanted to say that I hope all of you indie booksellers are hanging in there and doing okay during these difficult times. And thank you for taking the time to join us for these virtual rep picks. Children's Institute is such a great, fun conference. It's the one that I look forward to going to every year. So I know we're all a little disappointed not being able to be together for it. Hopefully, though, we'll see each other again in person sooner rather than later. Okay, on with the presentation. Now let me introduce you to some new upcoming books from Charlesbridge. The first book that I want to talk about is the latest in the Baby Loves Political Science series, Justice. You might remember that the first book in this Baby Loves spin-off series, Democracy, came out earlier this spring. Justice releases this September, and together they make a perfect 1-2 punch as the election season ramps up. I think that both Democracy and Justice would be perfect for any political displays and promos that you might be thinking about doing in the months leading up to election. These board books aren't interested in taking sides either. Rather, they try and help explain the democratic and judicial system, which is really ideal for young, curious minds with questions. In Justice, we see that Baby's family has rules, and that there may be consequences if Baby breaks them. At the daycare, the teacher helps kids understand the class rules, that the rules keep the classroom safe and fair for all. Grown-ups also have rules. They are called laws, and laws are meant to keep communities safe. Another great aspect of the Baby Loves Political Science series is the casual diversity, featuring characters and babies of different skin colors, genders, and abilities, which hopefully informs the little readers that anybody can grow up to be a leader. We then see the different branches of government, and then the focus on the judicial one, with lawyer, a judge, a jury, and a courtroom, and how this process is a place for justice to be served, which is fair treatment for all. Booksellers and customers alike know and love Ruth Spiro's Baby Loves Science board books, and we are thrilled to help introduce them to the Political Science series. These brainy books are such a good fit for savvy political adults and activists that are looking to inform and inspire the baby or babies in their lives. This October, 4 board books will be released simultaneously by Caldecott Honor, Newbery Honor, Geisel Honor, and National Book Award finalist Grace Lynn. And this is Storytelling Math. Storytelling Math is a series about lifestyle math with an emphasis on diversity. This is a series for all kids, for them to know that they really are a mathematical thinker, whether they realize it yet or not, that they are doing math every single day. For example, Circle Sphere with Manny, Olivia, and May blowing bubbles, but it's also a playful introduction to geometry. In Up to My Knees, this one explores measurement as May plants a seed and over time watches it grow. In What Will Fit, Olivia takes us to the farmer's market where she learns about spatial sense as she tries to find an item that will appropriately fit her basket. And in The Last Marshmallow, where May and Olivia have to figure out how to share 3 marshmallows between 2 cups of hot chocolate. And what's great about each of these books is at the end, there is an exploring the math section, discussing the math that the characters just learned and how that math is important as we continue to grow. There's also a try this section, which has tie-in activities for you to do together now that the story is over. And then on the back of each book, there's the Cliff Notes version of the math that you just learned here, and the math that you can find in all of the other titles in the series. And while Gracelyn is helping us kick off Storytelling Math series with these rad board books, season after season picture books by almost entirely double-owned voice creators are to follow. And we have 2 that come out the same month as these board books. One is Leah and Louise, and it's about siblings trying to convince each other that they indeed were the one to buy the snack with more. And this is a story that is going to be about measurement and comparison. And then we have The Animals Would Not Sleep, which is about Marcos, a young scientist who is sorting and classifying his stuffed animals before bedtime. I am so excited for this next book. My personal favorite on the list, Hot Pot Night by Vincent Chen. What's for dinner, you ask? A Taiwanese American child calls upon his apartment building neighbors for help in creating a tasty communal meal. Together, they cook up a family dinner that celebrates community, cooperation, and culture. It's undeniably fun. Check out these end papers. And the art is just incredibly fresh and vibrant and expressive, and it's reminiscent of Steven Universe. Just another really cool spread. And the text is rhythmic, and it's going to have all readers chanting Hot Pot Night along. Between the Own Voices creator, the lead and supporting cast diversity, and there being a culturally fresh and modern story, I could easily see this book being a big hit across the board, from booksellers to general customers to foodies to millennials that are looking to expand their young family's picture book palette. And not to mention, in the back matter, you can find Vincent's mom's hot pot recipe. This is just an extremely tasty book that will hit the right spot. Next up is the new book by Brianna Kaplan Sayers, best-selling author of Where Do Diggers Sleep at Night? In this rhyming space-themed bedtime book, it features a girl whose mom works at NASA. The girl imagines she's exploring Mars with the Curiosity rover as she gets ready for bed. She describes taking off, observing Mars, communicating with mission control, and operating the rover itself. There are some great juxtaposition spreads of traditional bedtime rituals with space exploration imagination. Our lead is creative with astronaut aspirations, and she has a strong female role model in her mom and a nurturing male role model in her dad. This STEM bedtime book was even expertly vetted. Dr. Sarah Milkovich, a planetary geologist and science systems engineer at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory, examined not only the text, but the illustrations for accuracy. This book is perfect for all young space enthusiasts. In No Voice Too Small, 14 Young Americans Making History, you'll meet 14 activists who have stepped up to make change in their community and the United States, such as Mari Copany demanding clean water in Flint, Jazz Jennings insisting as a trans girl on playing soccer with the girls' team, and Zach Walls' moving declaration that he and his two moms are a family like any other. 14 poems honor these activists by poets such as Leslie Newman, Tracy Sorrell, and Nikki Grimes. Additional text goes into detail about each young activist's life and how readers can get involved. And I'll show you a couple of spreads featuring an activist with such beautiful illustrations and design. This would be great for fans of We Rise, We Resist, We Raise Our Voices, or any young kid motivated by what they're seeing across the country right now. This is such a timely book that's perfect for budding activists heeding the call to take action and create social change. And really, what better way to find inspiration from none other than their peers? This book is sure to excite activists and activists at heart, both young and old. Okay, let's go up in age a bit and talk about middle grade. Our upcoming middle grade novel is Of Salt and Shore. And this is the advanced reader copy of the book. Our final cover is nearing completion on the finished edition, and it is looking really, really gorgeous. I like to think of Salt and Shore as the mature middle grade novel, the type of middle grade that indie booksellers love to hand sell and staff pick. So what is it about, you ask? Every night, Lampy, the lighthouse keeper's daughter, must light the lantern to warn the ships of the rocks. But one stormy night, disaster strikes. The lamp isn't lit, a ship is wrecked, and someone must pay. To work off her debt, Lampy is banished to the Admiral's lonely house, where a monster is rumored to lurk. But the terror inside isn't what is expected, and maybe it's even a little stranger. Featuring mer people, pirates, misfits, and unfriendly townspeople, Annette Schaap takes the darkness of fairy tales and crafts it into this powerful story of friendship, repairing broken bonds, and perseverance. Lampy is a character to root for wholeheartedly. She has agency, she's courageous, and she's caring. The book is such a fast read. I blew through it in just a couple of sittings. This is an import, and it was the winner of the Best Dutch Children's Book of the Year for 2018. Okay, let's go up in age one more time to young adult. So for all of the YA readers out there that want a little adventure with your romance, Above All Else by Dana Allison Levy is the YA book for both climbing and travel enthusiasts, as well as survival story readers. Teen climbing prodigies Rose Keller and Tate Russo have been climbing for years, training in harsh weather, traveling all over the world, with the ultimate goal being to summit Mount Everest, the highest point on Earth. Accompanied by Tate's dad, they are making the climb at the end of senior year, but neither Rose or Tate is fully in the game. There's a simmering romance between the two of them, Rose's mom's illness back home, and Tate never living up to his dad's ambitious expectations. Everyone on the expedition has something to prove, and not everyone is making the best decisions the higher up the mountain they climb, short on oxygen and exhausted, both body and mind. While there's the extreme sports angle of climbing Mount Everest, there's also the social commentary packed into the novel as well about the climbing Everest industry. And the theme of fear is incredibly strong in this novel, and it rings throughout it, and it works on a number of different levels. And that is it for the Charlesbridge list. I want to thank you all for tuning in and listening to my rap picks and dealing with my distracting quarantine here for 15 minutes. Please check out charlesbridge.com/CI to reach out to us about advanced copies, having interest in hosting one of our authors for a virtual bookstore event, activity guides and other downloadables, as well as more information on our titles. And as always, please feel free to reach out to me too at the email address below. I appreciate your time, and until we see each other again, please take care. Thank you.